This message is consultant approved.
Cause we won't be back again. Say goodbye, oh we're leaving now. Look up, we can have some hope again. We'll get out of here, just hold on, hold on. Cause we won't be back again. Say goodbye, oh we're leaving now. Look up, we can have some hope again. We'll get out of here, just hold on, hold on. thunder, shake the open ground. Won't give in, I'm fighting for the crown. Heavy clouds are way above my head, like all of my regrets and things I never said. Now got a feeling, shiver in my bones. Something's coming, but nobody knows. Angels rage, they come down from the sky to fix these broken wings and show me how to fly. I burn the sky. I see the fire in your eyes. I come alive, and I feel like I could spread my wings and fly.
The Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club, since its inception back in 2021, has given us some of the greatest championships to date, from the humble beginnings of the DTM Championship to the recent Formula One World Championship. It's clear that competition is alive and fierce, but out of the 3.5 years of its existence, there has always been that one series that has stood the test of time as of the league's closest to date. 2022 saw the TCR Euro-Asia Series in its eye-watering 3-wide racing with the inclusion of reverse grids. 2023 witnessed the BTCC Legends Championship, still talked about to this day, with its perfect balance of performance. And finally, 2024 had the Ferrari Challenge, where the points battle could not have been closer, with a 3-way tie at the end of it all, with the addition of your points going to your best result per round. So now, how does 2025 top all that? Combine all 3 championships and create something sim racing has never seen before. Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club presents the TCR World Series.
All the days when I was searching for some kind of sign, now I've reached the destination with someone of my kind. Keep me breathing with a feeling like an LED light. Now I'm moving through the shadows. You woke me up tonight. I know that everything's in focus now. I see you really for the first time. Today I woke up feeling more alive. Tomorrow everything will turn around.
Welcome to Road Atlanta. Located in Atlanta, Georgia, Michelin Raceway Road Atlanta is one of North America's most iconic and challenging road courses. Opened in 1970, it's carved into the rolling hills of the Georgia countryside, offering natural elevation changes, blind cornering, and non-stop action. At 4.9 kilometers long with just 12 corners, Road Atlanta delivers everything from touring car racing needs, tight technical sequences, high-speed straights, and punishing braking zones. It's a proper driver's circuit, fast-flowing and unforgiving. From IMSA's Petit Le Mans to Moto America and Formula Drift, this track has seen it all. But in TCR, Road Atlanta becomes a full-on war zone of front-wheel drive power, dive bomb overtakes, and high-speed slipstream fights. In CMRSC, Road Atlanta has been hosted through the 2022 GT3 Challenge Championship, the 2023 IMSA Assetto Corsa Sports Car Championship, and the 2024 Ferrari Challenge with the added-on Race of Champions 24 Formula 4 around Road Atlanta. With limited runoff and unforgiving curbs, one mistake here can mean the end of your race. In TCR, it's elbows out from green flag to checkered. So let's take a look at the key sections that define Road Atlanta. From turn 1, it's the fast right-hander. It's a flat out or nearly flat in TCR cars. Off camber and downhill is the first commitment corner of the lap. Go wide here and it's a long trip through the grass. Turn 3, the uphill right-hander. It's a tight blind corner with a heavy braking and crest carry too much speed and you'll be running out the road. A great place for late moves if you're brave. Turn 5, the left-hander with elevation, one of the most iconic corners on the track, up over the hill and in to the compression zone. Grip increases suddenly, making this a crucial spot to set up for the back straight. And then it is turn 10A and turn 10B. The chicane, the signature heavy braking zone. A left-right combo that determines commitment and trust in your brakes. This is where TCR heroes are made, expect bold lunges, wheel-to-wheel banging, and zero hesitation. Then, 11 and 12, the drop and dash. Over the crest and down the hill towards the finish line. Turn 12 is a fast blind and leads you right onto the main straight. Keep it planted, hold your nerve, and let it rip to the line. Road Atlanta is a true battleground for touring car racing. It's got everything, rhythm, risk, and real racing. In TCR, that means non-stop action, aggressive passes, and pack racing at full tilt. If you want intensity, Road Atlanta brings it. In the world of Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club, this will be host to the first round of the 2025 CMRSC TCR World Series. A brand new championship begins this Saturday with a familiar type of car we know all too well. TCR is back, and with it brings 5 new rounds in the Audi, Cupra, and Hyundai. Round 1 is set at Road Atlanta, where the drivers are eager to get on track with a unique format that includes DNA of the past touring car series all in one for something none other that sim racing has ever seen before. As testing continues throughout the week, only time will tell to see who will be the winner of Race 1 and soon who will be champion of TCR. This is Round 1, the North American CMRSC TCR Grand Prix. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club, and it is time for another brand new championship in the league. It is time for TCR. Touring car racing has not been seen in oh so long. We gotta go back to the roots of 2022, where we saw the TCR Eurasia Series, but now we are back here for another fantastic league, and we're gonna switch it over to the main screen here as we're just getting in. You don't gotta worry about the vote kick sign there because we are just getting started here, ladies and gentlemen.
But yeah, what a fantastic Porsche Super Cup it has truly been. And yeah, we're just getting ready and making sure everything is good to go here. But the championship couldn't have been any closer. It was the one and only Sven who took the title home. And wow, what a fantastic event that was. It was absolutely incredible. We're gonna see drivers on track in just a moment's time. Hold on to your seats, TCR is here.
Can you feel me now? Can you feel me now? The Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club, since its inception back in 2021, has given us some of the greatest championships to date, from the humble beginnings of the DTM Championship to the recent Formula One World Championship. It's clear that competition is alive and fierce, But out of the 3.5 years of its existence, there has always been that one series that has stood the test of time as of the leagues closest to date. 2022 saw the TCR Euro-Asia Series in its eye-watering 3-wide racing with the inclusion of reverse grids. 2023 witnessed the BTCC Legends Championship, still talked about to this day, with its perfect balance of performance. And finally, 2024 had the Ferrari Challenge, where the points battle could not have been closer, with a 3-way tie at the end of it all, with the addition of your points going to your best result per round. So now, how does 2025 top all that? Combine all 3 championships and create something sim racing has never seen before. Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club presents the TCR World Series.
All the days when I was searching for some kind of sign, now I've reached the destination with someone of my kind. Keep me breathing with a feeling like an LED light. Now we're moving through the shadows. You woke me up tonight. I know that everything's in focus now. I see you clearly for the first time. Today I woke up feeling more alive. Tomorrow everything will turn around.
The Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club.
Welcome to Road Atlanta. Located in Atlanta, Georgia, Michelin Raceway Road Atlanta is one of North America's most iconic and challenging road courses. Opened in 1970, it's carved into the rolling hills of the Georgia countryside, offering natural elevation changes, blind cornering, and non-stop action. At 4.9 kilometers long with just 12 corners, Road Atlanta delivers everything from touring car racing needs, tight technical sequences, high-speed straights, and punishing braking zones. It's a proper driver's circuit, fast-flowing and unforgiving. From IMSA's Petit Le Mans to Moto America and Formula Drift, this track has seen it all. But in TCR, Road Atlanta becomes a full-on war zone of front-wheel drive power, dive bomb overtakes, and high-speed slipstream fights. In CMRSC, Road Atlanta has been hosted through the 2022 GT3 Challenge Championship, the 2023 IMSA Assetto Corsa Sports Car Championship, and the 2024 Ferrari Challenge with the added-on Race of Champions 24 Formula 4 around Road Atlanta. With limited runoff and unforgiving curbs, one mistake here can mean the end of your race. In TCR, it's elbows out from green flag to checkered. So let's take a look at the key sections that define Road Atlanta. From turn 1, it's the fast right-hander. It's a flat out or nearly flat in TCR cars. Off camber and downhill is the first commitment corner of the lap. Go wide here and it's a long trip through the grass. Turn 3, the uphill right-hander. It's a tight blind corner with a heavy braking and crest carry too much speed and you'll be running out the road. A great place for late moves if you're brave. Turn 5, the left-hander with elevation, one of the most iconic corners on the track, up over the hill and in to the compression zone. Gripping creases suddenly, making this a crucial spot to set up for the back straight. And then it is turn 10A and turn 10B. The chicane, the signature heavy braking zone. A left-right combo that determines commitment and trust in your brakes. This is where TCR heroes are made, expect bold lunges, wheel-to-wheel banging, and zero hesitation. Then, 11 and 12, the drop and dash. Over the crest and down the hill towards the finish line. Turn 12 is a fast blind and leads you right onto the main straight. Keep it planted, hold your nerve, and let it rip to the line. Road Atlanta is a true battleground for touring car racing. It's got everything: rhythm, risk, and real racing. In TCR, that means non-stop action, aggressive passes, and pack racing at full tilt. If you want intensity, Road Atlanta brings it. In the world of Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club, this will be host to the first round of the 2025 CMRSC TCR World Series. A brand new championship begins this Saturday with a familiar type of car we know all too well. TCR is back, and with it brings 5 new rounds in the Audi, Cupra, and Hyundai. Round 1 is set at Road Atlanta, where the drivers are eager to get on track with a unique format that includes DNA of the past touring car series all in one for something none other that sim racing has ever seen before. As testing continues throughout the week, only time will tell to see who will be the winner of Race 1 and soon who will be champion of TCR. This is Round 1, the North American CMRSC TCR Grand Prix.
It's time for qualifying. Welcome to the first round of the championship. It's TCR's World Series. The drivers getting out on track, 3 manufacturers to look at. It's the Cupras, the Audis, and the Hyundais as they all scurry down the hill through Road Atlanta. It's a brand new championship, and it is time to see who's going to be the real dominant driver around here. So, welcome out to Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club. I am your host, Rahul Nasseir. I'm in the bottom corner here. Welcome. And yeah, we're just getting ready for qualifying as all the drivers are on the circuit now. And we look for our man to see who can we claim the top pole position. In fact, let's really turn up that volume here. And let's listen to some of these cars go around. So here comes Sven, Porsche Super Cup champion. As he comes around the final corner here, the kink, he starts off his flyer. Heading into turn 1 now, flying down the straight 6th gear, downshifting the 4th gear. Get the car turned in, power down as soon as you nail it out. And then as we head up the hill into the left-hander, braking for the right-hander could really spit you out. You can see just about holding on, but he gets lifted over the curb. But still, you gotta push on anyway in these touring cars as the grass gets kicked up behind you. Into the right-hander, braking in a straight line. 3rd gear corner once again, holding on to the curb as much as possible. And then we race out of it. Heading up the hill into the right-hander. And don't worry, D-Dot, you are not late at all. It's only qualifying. The racing is still coming up very soon. You do not have to worry about that. Sven now in the back straight. Couple drivers already found purple. That's Tej in the middle. We also have a driver P20. Couple debuts, couple new drivers. But as we watch Sven heading into the final chicane, breaking in a straight line, heading over the right and left curb, holding on, dear life. We race down the hill. Double right-hander, foot down, and pray that the car's going to stick. The drivers are going to be chasing down a 1 minute 25, 6:07 behind him. Van Dorn puts down a lap time, 25.782. It's a Cooper top 3 at the moment. Peter Sabo, Audi P4, 0.6 off, and now the Hyundais are coming in. Vitor Ribeiro is up there, 25.7, and fastest lap there for Man, that's a quick time. 24.9. All right, that is Yaya. And Dominic puts in his personal best, and times are still flying in fast. So there's Yaya now. Brand new livery and debut driver here in CMRSC. No purple sector so far from any of the drivers at the moment. So very curious to see what goes on here. So 11 minutes left to go. We extended the qualifying session out to an extra 15 minutes for the first round. Just getting everyone up to speed. And good here. About 26 drivers entering the fray. Only one can overtake and get to pole position. Did not get into the server. Make sure you get yourself signed up. Most importantly, second, make sure your Discord username in the server is your real name so admins can find you. And check yourself in. Those are the 3 important steps. If you miss one of them, there's a chance you might not be able to get into these races. So just for a future call there. But 26 drivers nonetheless. You see how you're not improving on that lap time there. We look down to P2. Sven, as he's racing down. It's a 26.411 to beat in the first sector, and he's about 0.2 down, unfortunately. Here comes the Hyundai now to put down a decent lap here. 0.3 down in the first. Nobody's finding purple. That's a very interesting sight. Here is Peter Sabo, though, himself and Milana just ahead of him in the standings at the moment. P9 and 10. They're both on a positive first sector as they head into sector 2. It's on the back straight. I'd say Jaden, try to rejoin the session. Try to rejoin. And so as we watch Peter Sabo now, he's 0.5 off in the middle sector as he's coming around now, going over the crest, down the hill, double right-hander, and across the line. Is that going to be improvement for Peter? And yes, it is. He goes up to second place, 25.3, so it's a great time from him in the Audi. Goes up to P2, so at the moment, it's still Hyundai dominating it. Jaden, I'd also say maybe try switching your CSP version as well. Rejoining in CSP version might fix it. All right, so continuing on with qualifying, 8 minutes and 35 seconds to go. The next time we're going to have a very long qualifying session, it will be for the final round of the championship. We head for the Nordschleife for the first time ever. The finale of this TCR series is going to be at the Nordschleife. Can anyone believe it, for the German Grand Prix? Stay tuned to that, but we still have a wonderful championship. This championship is going to be a combination of our closest championships in CMRC history. We're talking about 2022's TCR Eurasia Series, 2023's BTCC Legends Championship, and 2024's Ferrari Challenge. In this championship, qualifying, it still means the same. You land yourself on a proper spot on the grid for the main race. But here is the kicker. Out of the 2 races, we're only taking your best result. So just like in Ferrari Challenge, we could be seeing some really top contenders. Vitor puts it Hyundai 1-2. As he's 2/10 down in the middle sector. He might be taking that one to the pits. Drops down Sabo. No signs of the Cupras in the top 3. As you can see, the Cupra is actually just letting off the circuit there. And that is still lots of work to go. Can we see a Cupra up there higher? It was Jaden Harrison who was the fastest of the Cupras, but are we seeing him? He's on track. So there he is. And he was having trouble laying down a lap time. Something in the session not working out for him. So we watch him over the curb. Improvement on this lap. And is it going to be a valid lap time as he comes across the line? P11 for him. All right, Jaden, looks like that issue was sorted out. So that is very good for Jaden. He was having some issues earlier, so he's already lost half the time here in qualifying. But luckily for him, he's still got lots of time left. 7 minutes. It's going to give you a lot of time as he's drifting that Cupra around the circuit. But at the moment, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th Cupras, the Audis, who are the least amount of manufacturers that is going to be in this championship. Well, they are... It's pretty interesting around here. We're also getting a bit of frame drops on the stream. We're going to try to sort that out as we go on here. So apologies for that. We're going to actively try our best to fix that. Meantime, though, he passes debut driver Bassam Khan from Pakistan. Excuse me there. So, oh, trouble! And Peter Sabo and Bassam, oh, they come together. I looked at it from the corner of my eye for just a moment. I did not see fully what happened there, but that was a weird incident in qualifying, of course. And take a look at this. 2 drivers. There's no teams in this championship, but they can still run the same livery. And you see Daniel and Sven working together. You see Daniel's been shot up into the top 5. Behind them, it is Oliver Wilson. Oh, and Daniel losing out the rear end. He's just about holds on. Remember, this is just qualifying, not the race, so still lots of action to come very soon. You're not going to be missing a single bit of action, that's for sure. But one thing's for sure. Oh, trouble! Daniel again! Slides the rear, but these front-end cars are so easy to save, and you see there, he's gotten it going. So, great save, great recovery. And Daniel is back on the bubble now. He's not going to be on a fast lap, but it does not matter. 4 minutes, 38 seconds left to go in this qualifying session. Develop personal best, 25. Did not see the full time there. However, he is slowly improving, the Jamaican. Who else do we have that could be potentially improving on this lap as we actually stay with Peter Sabo? He's actually going to be starting his another flyer here. Marlon Young on track. Had some debates if he'll be racing today or not, and luckily we do get to see him race. The Guyanese rocking X-Play colors, done by myself. I'll take some credit there. But nonetheless, though, it's the pilot of X-Play's very own Marlon Young. Martin Webster's reported that Marlon is loving how the Hyundai is feeling, and they are going to be going for the top. We also have word that Sven has improved in the 3rd sector. He went purple. Unfortunately, it's nothing to improve on track. So, unfortunate for him, he's going to have to push just that bit harder. But continuing on this session anyways, Vitor now 3/10 off in the middle sector. We do have a Meng who is getting a lovely tow down the back straight with Martin Webster. And as they head into the chicane, it's going to be a little tricky there depending on who's faster. Webster currently 22nd in your standings, but you watch here. A Meng now to the line and across the line. Meng, P10, still nothing can be done. Leave Peter alone, says Nick in chat, but there's not much leaving alone around here. It's a very small circuit. You take a look at that track map there at the top. Oh, trouble! And Khan has made contact with Nasseir, and Mike Van Doren doing great wreck avoidance to get out the way. And once again, that's another incident where Khan has been caught up. I don't know what's happened to him, but take a look at Peter Sabot. He's gone quicker. Well, it's self-improvement, but 5/1000ths of a second is definitely quicker. Oh, but up ahead, it's the police. It's Regan Milana and his amazing police livery. So as we watch Peter Sabot, you look at that. It's a wonderful livery, and there's actually something on the side of the car to look at, to punish and dominate. But let's put more attention on the driver behind him. Peter Sabot, he's on the back straight, racing down to the sector 2. 107.002 to beat. Can he do it? No, it's 4/10 down. And that's spilled trouble for him. Now Sabot, as he goes over the crest, down the hill, racing to the line. He's not going to get slipstream. But he's going to improve 25.217. So now he's just knocking on the door slowly of the times just ahead. But you see all the times and how close they are to pole position. And, ooh, you see Bassam just get out the way for your pole sitter at the moment. Yaya now is on for another lap here. 24.9 is his best, and pole position comes across a line. It's 8/10 just off there. Once again, apologies for the small stutters in the stream. As soon as qualifying is complete, that should be all cleared up. So you could just hang with us for that little technical issue there. Vitor, as he's up in the second. Another great livery. His livery looking exactly like the Porsche, and there's nothing wrong with that. The nice yellow and black done from Sunset Outrun squad. And Dominic Mazzucco putting in his personal best. That's a good time there at the moment, but still needs to find some improvement. However, as it stands right now, qualifying is coming down. And just like that, checkered flag is out. And right now, it's Yaya who's on pole, but nobody has been able to top that. We watch now, Vitor, can he do anything about it? So overtime begins here in qualifying. And Vitor now has one opportunity left to put this thing on pole position. He's got the front row at the moment. Can he at least find some improvement to at least keep himself on the front row? That's the most important part. Here we go, 7. He's got a 5, but he's a 10th. Just over a 10.5 down in the middle sector through turns 10 A and B. Straighten up the car, use the exit curve over the crest, downhill, race to the line. I see one car going to the left, heading to the wrong pit lane, but here comes Ribeiro now, and he's got pole! He's got pole position! Vitor, 24.942! Sunset's done it! Wow! What a pole position there from him! Any driver left to touch that time, Vitor may have done it! Here comes Van Doren now, and I think everyone's just jumped out of their seat, myself included. Here comes the Dutchman! It's still 5th! Wow, that's really come out of nowhere now, hasn't it? The sector times didn't look like much, but he found the improvement in the first and third sector. Here comes Ameng. Sanchez now across the line. Nothing can be done. It's Vitor on pole position for the first round of the championship. What a lap time. 124.942. Stellar, absolute stellar qualifying there. Congratulations. Your top 3. That's Vitor, Yaya, and Peter. Sorry, I've almost lost my voice there because that pole position came out of nowhere. Pit lane's to the right-hand side just as soon as you go over the crest. Anyways, 2 minutes until we get racing. It's a rolling start, so I'm going to talk everyone through what goes on from here. But if you haven't heard the news, it is official. The next championship, 2025's CMRSC Endurance Championship, comes up next, the 25th official championship. If you haven't read what goes on here, the only thing you need to know is that the final finishing order of this championship gets first selection on cars. There's only a limit of 8 prototypes, and the rest are GTEs. So best of luck, first race here. It's a rolling start, so please do not be jumping the start. Do not go racing when the lights go out. I'm going to repeat that one more time. Do not go racing when the lights go out. It's a rolling start, and I will be sounding off when we go green flag racing. All the drivers will be doing mandatory 80 kilometers. Once again as well, mandatory pit stops for the main race. Best of luck to everyone. 44 seconds. Make sure setups are ready. And just remember, rolling start, you are not racing. This is the main race, 30 minutes. So we'll be talking you through the whole thing. So, there are your drivers. On track now. So as soon as lights go out, wait for the row ahead of you to start driving. So stay put in your grid slot. Let the driver ahead of you start to roll. And then as soon as they cross over the start-finish line, or at least get a little bit ahead of you, then you can start driving. It's 2 by 2. So 80 kilometers max. 80 kilometers max. And here we go. The rolling start now for this one here. So once we get to the back straight, that is when we need everyone for sure 2 by 2. If you're not 2 by 2, you can get 2 by 2 at that point. And then we're going to get everyone nose to tail. So if you want to keep a bit of distance, please, you're more than welcome to do so. There'll be no weaving on the formation lap. No weaving whatsoever. There we go. So, drivers on this formation lap here. Getting ready for the main one here. Just going to make sure we have our leaderboard set. It's just showing us a little bit of wrong details. Can we get that fixed before we get all the drivers on track? Green flag racing, or should I say. But if your setup's invalid, you have to raise up your suspension. If you put in race fuel and lowered the car too much, you need to lift up your suspension. So, just trying to get this thing sorted here. There we go. Let's see if we can get this thing fixed, or unfortunately, are we going to have to swap over? I've never seen this kind of glitch before. Alright. Well, I think we're going to have to switch to a different timing board for this race, but nonetheless, though, should be a great one. Let's go to our old timing board here if we can. But drivers on the back straight. Ready for this one here. If you're loving the action, make sure to hit that subscribe button as we get this one ready to go. You know what? We'll just deal with the issues here for the moment, and then we'll get sorted out after. Let's get the start going first. We have a wonderful championship on our way here. Let's turn it up. And let's get this thing ready to go. Here we go. 2 by 2 as they head around the chicane. Double file, and get ready. Here we go. One opportunity to do it. Here at Road Atlanta. It's round 1 of TCR. Let's sound it off. All right, we're going to go for one more round. So just one more round, So almost getting it started. There was one car that was struck in on the grid. So the driver's going to get 1 extra lap, and we're going to see if we can sort out this issue here with the timing board. Which I'm not too sure why it's done that, but I think, there we go. So now we can get that on our board there officially, and we can drop the amount of cars here. All right, there we go. All right, extra lap there, and now we can get this one ready. So we'll be going racing on this lap. So as soon as we get to the start-finish line. All right, so we have lost about 5 minutes of racing. But we can properly sound this one off here. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is the TCR Eurasia sequel, the TCR World Series. A sequel that we have not seen since 2022. And now it is time for a whole new era of drivers to get this race underway. Who is going to be taking the race win in the main one? Then there's a sprint. It's a randomized grid and only 10 laps to do so. As the drivers head around, it's going to be Vitor and Yaya who sound us off. It's a all Hyundai front row, followed by an Audi and a Cupra behind them. Peter Sabo, Daniel Santos. Here we go. Let's do this thing right here, right now. Turn it up, because it's about to get crazy here at touring car racing in CMRSC. Green flag, green flag, green flag. And we are underway. Yaya's got caught out sleeping. It's Vitor in the lead. It's 3 wide. Peter Sabo, Daniel Santos, Vitor, and Peter in the middle, trying to go through as they head into one. There's a crash in the back end. It's Santos trying to go through. Santos and Peter's gone through. Santos off the track, and Peter's gone through into the lead. It's Vitor trying to get through. Going to the outside, cannot get it done. Peter backs off. Huge incidents in the rear. It stays green. Always stay green in this championship. Let's do it. So Vitor, P2 at the moment. He's able to save this one. Here comes Sven. Peter Sabo, though, leads this one. Behind Sven, it is the other Dutchman of Mike Van Doorn. Let's get that rear cam. So trouble in the rear. That's Les Mana. And a couple other drivers just got it wrong. But this is going to be some proper door-to-door racing. Lots of action, lots of contact. This is going to be a true contact sport around here with these cars. So, there you see, it looks like the top 8 maybe together. Top 9, all within a chance. And you look behind them, going through the order. We also have, take a look at this, Santos losing an overtake to DeVille Park. DeVille is 7th. And this top battle is going to be pretty intense as Sabo puts in the fastest lap of the race. So Vitor up, or down into 2nd, I should say. Sven 3rd. And oh, Milana and Marlon Young, as well as Bossum. They've all gotten it wrong. Oh, and a rejoin there is taking out his teammate, Martin Webster. Martin's gotten it wrong, because Marlon has done a really bad rejoin on his teammate. It's carnage at the back, but it's close racing at the front. The drivers got to understand it's 2 races to do it, and we just take your best result. So if this is not the best race to do it, they got to keep at it. Because the main one, they'll be able to come back through it. But the top 7 looks like they're all pretty close together. Just about. Just about. We have side-by-side action here. Take a look at Sven and Mike Van Doorn. Two Dutch drivers. Now we can call them two champions of Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club. As they head down the back straight, they look into turns 10, A and B. What is going to go down here? It's going to be trouble potentially. Sven does not go for the move on Van Doorn. So he backs out and Mike takes over third. But take a look at this as they now head over the crest onto the bottom. Vitor is now starting to put the pressure on real hard because he's put down the fastest lap of the race. The Brazilian is on it. He's 2/10 faster and they're starting to break apart. We also have the Dutch duo just behind them, Van Doorn and Sven, behind each other there. We also have Santos and DeVille, but trouble. Both of them slide it, but it's DeVille. Oh, he's gotten stuck on the curb. That's one trouble there. He's gotten stuck on the curb. He's gotten going. That's one thing from the circuit. Slept and stuck on the sticky glue that's on the curb. And he's just lost out so much time. Heading back up to the front now. Looks like Van Doorn and Sven starting to really put some pressure down on Vitor up the road. Really good battle here, and we have 20 minutes left to go in this race. Trouble there. Somebody's gotten it wrong potentially. Looks like Martin Webster, Bassam Khan. Oh, trouble. Fortes Wanto. He's gotten it wrong. Off the circuit. Take a look at this. Sven down the inside through turn 10A, and he's got the move back down, and Mike Van Doorn has just gone to the basement, and he's gone right back up onto the circuit. He's gone flying as well. There is trouble. There is ping issues going on for Mike Van Doorn. That is not what you want to see. Van Doorn, it looks like he's Tokyo drifting it around turn 1. That's the last thing you want as a driver. It looks like it's kind of sorted itself out. Live look at the pings, and doesn't look like there's anything wrong at the moment. But still, as he tries to push on hard, he looks for an opportunity now. He's actually got a way better run, and he's really pushing on. Looks like he's faster than Sven up the road. Just 2/10 the difference between the two drivers. Heading into the right-hander. Everything is even Steven between them. But Van Doorn really pushing on. Potential chance at a move. Also, Vitor is about 4/10 behind race leader Peter Sabot with an opportunity to take the race lead here. Remember, there are mandatory pit stops in the main race. So these drivers got to be smart about what they do. And one thing's for sure, Vitor is still going to keep pushing. Sven still holding on to Van Doorn. And he's still looking good there. And he's also set the fastest lap. That is Sven there, down in third. Let's see if we have our timing screen working officially. Unfortunately, it is not. So we are going to do a little swap here, and let's keep it with that. There we go. So now, Vitor trying to push on hard, looking for a move on Peter Sabot just up the road. And Peter looks like he's starting to struggle with those tires. There's no added tire percentage wear on these cars, so it's really about how much you're going to push along the circuit. And Vitor all over the rear, and really wants to find a move now. So close eye on this battle here. It's your battle for the race lead after all. So it's going to be all for the marbles. It's Audi versus Hyundai. And right now, I'm not going to jinx anything. But as it stands, my parlay may be hitting. I said I wanted Audi to win a race. So I got my bets here, and I'm going to be winning big tonight. And Peter Sabot can put the Audi, the car that everyone's been saying is not the best to drive compared to the Hyundai or the Cupra. But it's going to be a real battle here. Vitor really putting on some heavy pressure. Last laps for both of them. Vitor with a 25.40. Peter 25.606. So both of them racing hard, but it's Vitor who's quicker as they head over the curb. Look how much better an exit was because Sabo has gone off the circuit and he's gonna lose. P1, is he? Yes, he is. It's contact as they go down through the exits. Peter pins it down on the throttle. Hold on, Peter. Sabo, and he loses the position. Peter goes down the second. New race leader Vitor, and the Cupra of Verstappen is gonna come back now. I just had to say something, shouldn't I? I may have commentator cursed him. But nonetheless, though, there's no curses whatsoever. They're just going to race hard, no matter what. There's still pit stops. The drivers know that. It's all down. To how you put this thing on. How you put on a show here for the one and only chance you have every Saturday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Clubs. Let's take it to the top and watch this action from below. A little too much curb there. Oh, trouble for Peter. Whoa, he's almost hit the tire barrier, but he's lost all the momentum. Here comes Sven, Porsche Super Cup champion, versus Peter Sabo as they head into turn one. Sven goes down the inside. No, backs out. Into the curb, and Sven's gonna have to try to find another way, forced into another mistake because looks like he could be prone to it. But as these two fight, Vitor's looking for a first race win in CMRSC. Van Dorn's not that far behind, as well as Daniel Santos, but Peter does not get the best of exits, and here comes Tornador racing here. Sven, Peter, Sven to the outside, Peter hugs the inside. Peter's gonna have the corner on the inside as he blocks the major line to try to go through, forces him down wide. Van Dorn's behind them. Are we gonna potentially see 3 wide here? No, because Van Dorn is allowing the slipstream, trying to go through. Sven allowing his teammate. Look at this racing. Sven, look at this. Oh my God, Van Dorn, does he go down the inside? Peter gonna hold on to the outside, try to get it the long way around. He's gotten much exit better. It's so close between them. Peter Sabo, tooth and nail. He elbows out as he tries to hold on against the Dutchman. Van Dorn takes it to the pits. Peter Sabo trying to hold on desperately for this position, and I think he's just about hold on unless the switchback can go through, because it does. No, it doesn't. Sven to third. Peter back to second. But it's contact between them. They both hit each other off. Oh my goodness, both of them make contact as they go down the exits. Really hard racing between the two. An absolute dogfight. And with Van Dorn in the pits, it could be a real easy undercut. If you're loving this action, you want to get in it, join our Discord in the description immediately. This is what CMRSC is all about. Maybe not this messy of how this battle's turning out, but we've given the drivers leniency. This is pure touring car racing. You see this kind of stuff in real life, the drama, the action, touring car, TCR, BTCC, no matter where you watch it, you get this kind of racing, and these drivers are leaving absolutely nothing on the table. So now here comes Sven, looking for another opportunity. Does he send it down the inside like he did with Van Dorn? He gets very close. Peter is struggling quite a bit, though. He's able to hold on, but just about as they cut over the curb. Who's going to take it to the pits between them? Is Peter going to take it? Watch that, though. Sven almost backed out because he was watching Sabo. So here comes Sven. The driver you want to be watching for is your man in P17. That's Van Dorn. Pit stops are long with these cars, so it's going to be intense. Take a look at this side by side around the final corner. Heading into one. Sanchez, Mazuzzo, Audi, Hyundai, as they head into one. It's Dominic holding on as they say that. No, does he hit the wall? He just about avoids it, but needs to watch the rejoin because behind them, it's Casper. It's also Lacey. Oh, it's even more trouble for Mazzucco. He desperately tries to hold on. But luckily, just about holding it on, but Sanchez gets it wrong, goes over the gravel. This is an absolute incredible showcase out here. So this is your battle for P5. It's what we've been missing down the order, truly. We also have Santos and Sven as Santos looked to make it to the pits unless he made a mistake, but we know Sven is still trying to push hard. Let's take a look back at this battle here as they head down the hill. And Ameng's still ahead, but Casper is going to try to go around the outside. Nothing can be done. It's actually a battle now for P5 as more drivers enter into the pits, and Casper is going to be one of them as well as Sanchez. And Ameng gets drive through for speeding. Goes through the cones way too quick. That's going to be very unfortunate for him. He's going to take his pit stop normally. He has to come in again. That is huge. So, order's been shuffled up quite a bit. And now it's going to allow a lot of drivers in different positions. Take a look at this. Van Doren, who did make a pit stop trying to go through. He makes contact there with Tuzwanto, and Oliver is going to try to hustle his way through. You see them hopping over the curb, off the curb, now into turn 1 with 10 minutes left to go. We also have trouble. P6 is somewhere on track. He's got it wrong. Did I just see somebody go off there? I swapped out maybe at the wrong time there. I may have been Oliver Wilson or Tuzwanto. Whoever it may be, pit lane is at the moment pretty busy. Does Vitor come in on this lap? No, he stays out. So as it stands right now, it's the top 6 yet to make a pit stop. Behind them, though, it's Sven and Daniel who have made a pit stop. So they're the two drivers you really got to watch out for when you see our race leader head in for his stop, as well as you have Peter Sabot, who also needs to make a crucial pit stop very soon for tires. Dominic gets caught out for speeding at the line, and that's what you get for not testing out. If you're not going to test out your pits there when you're heading in, well, expect that. Nonetheless, Santos and Sven have now climbed up to the top 5. Well, Daniel is just outside the top 5 as he's chasing down a car that looks just similar to him. Yes, that is 2 drivers coming from the Nano Shift team. There's no teaming in this championship, as in for points. However, well, you can still drive the same looking cars, you can still act like your teammates, but we ain't gonna count it for points. And take a look at this, Van Doren, he's trying to hustle through. He's not having the best of luck with traffic, considering Sven and Daniel have already made pit stops. They're up into 5th and 6th, and Van Doren's really struggling with traffic. A badly timed pit stop as he came in, but this is going to be your important one for today's main race. We have a sprint race coming up, 10 laps only, so this race is going to be really crunched down for it, but this is going to be a true battle for pit exit here. So Vitor is in. We also see Yaya just in the background heading in for his stop. That's going to allow Peter Sabot to take the lead, followed by DeVille in second, but Tuzwanto's going to get a drive-through for cutting the course. That's our first cut track penalty. So that's actually very interesting how that's truly turned out to be. However, let's find where Sven is. There is Sven. Where is Vitor? Vitor's on pit exit. So he's been able to hold on now. And Sven and Daniel got a long way to go to catch up. 6.3 seconds to catch up. It's actually no, it looks about maybe 6.5 possibly. Tuzwanto, oh, double whammy! Possibly going in for a drive-through from cutting the circuit and gets another drive-through for speeding in the pits. Oh, nightmare stuff. Oh, man. A man gets his drive-through taken, however, so there is a silver lining with some of the drivers who are playing it nice with the stewards here. Dominic, as he heads out of pit road, he's going to have Lacey for company, P16. And Dominic also had a drive-through that he has now officially taken. So we are in it now. The final 6.5 minutes left. We have a battle for 5th. And 2 Indonesian drivers as they head down the back straight. Side by side. Both of them have already made a pit stop. Both of them battling for track position now. Here we go, Hyundai and Cupra as they head into 10s A and B. Taking a decent chunk out of the chicane, but we're letting them. We're just saying whatever real penalty says, you can do it. And plus in touring car racing, you're going to get a lot of drivers eating some curb. Nonetheless, though, 5 minutes, 50 seconds left to go in this main race. We still have the sprint race, which is just 10 laps. It's going to be crazy action, randomized grids, and a chance for the drivers who did not finish that well in the first one for a chance. And BOP is going to be added into it as well, so it's going to be great. It is going to be fantastic what happens. However, we continue watching this battle here. Yaya now on the outside of Lesmana. Lesmana has to defend here, and he's going to lose out on the corner exit. Does the Cupra try to dive in? He doesn't, and just about holding on into the track. Lesmana's going to try to go for it anyways. He slides it through. Both of them make contact. Lesmana able to get away. More importantly, Yaya almost hit the barrier there, the tire barrier. Luckily, he's gotten through. Tiswanter's gotten his second drive-through taken, and Peter Sabot now heads in for his pit stop. That's going to allow Vitor back the race lead. Now, as it stands right now, if he's going to win this race, he's got the best spot, and he's got no other thing to do in race 2 other than to just have a bit of fun. He's going to have the maximum BOP. He's going to have 75 kilograms of bricks handed to him on his car. He's going to be slowed down quite a bit, so it's going to allow a lot of other drivers. Race 2 is going to be a very exciting race. We've seen it in Ferrari Challenge in the past. So it's going to be nothing short of some sweet racing. But here we go. We also have this fight here as Lesmana as he tries to close up the gap. It's 8 tenths between them. Unfortunately, nothing cannot be done. The real driver actually, I should mention out, is Lesmana. He's actually not made a pit stop. So in fact, his battle for P5 is going to end prematurely. I've just now got that information there, so he's not made his pit stop. That is very unfortunate. But 2 drivers who have made their pit stop, I can confirm, is DeVille and Eamon. Both of them made pit stops, so now they are battling officially for 8th position. Just ahead, 7th is not that far. Van Dorn, he's up the road. I think DeVille's going to want to get up there. So Eamon now slipstreaming down the Hyundai, looking for a potential move here. Does he send it down the inside? Great opportunity too, and he's going to take it! Down the inside goes a Ming! Goes Eamon. My mistake there. But nonetheless, he does not get the move done, and he survives for another day. Lesmana now officially takes it to pits. One of your last drivers to pit in this race. And now we can focus on some individual battles, just like this one on your screen here. We also have another battle, Sanchez and Lacey, who's just swapped positions. Why? Because Lacey has made a mistake and has now lost 2 positions. And Dominic has got another drive-through for cutting the circuit. And Mazuzzo is going to want to favor race 2, that's for sure. For an opportunity to get back in this, well, championship, because race 2, he can try to get himself scored in a better spot. And we have the police car that's really been banged up quite a bit of Milana. And 2 Indonesian drivers as go down through the exits. And Ameng gets his drive-through taken. So that's good for him. So 2 minutes left to go. Remember, this is not our only race out here for today. We also have one more. 13 concurrent viewers. Thank you so much for tuning in to Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club. If you're enjoying the action, hit that subscribe button. The next race, it's going to be carnage. And it is going to be pretty intense to see who takes over the best of the best in positions. And here is Evan now, as he's chasing down Dominic Mazzuzzo for P11. Two American drivers as they head into turns 10 A and B. We have to cut it for just a moment because Peter Sabot has found himself on the cusp of the podium because Daniel Santos and Sven are just up the road, and Peter is really pushing hard now, looking for an opportunity on the podium. This will be great if he can bank a P3. All he's got to do is do better than P3 in race 2. And that Audi's looking pretty strong, but once that timer expires, wherever the leader is, that's the last lap. And looks like the next lap will be the last lap because our race leader is just heading into turns 10 A and B, the final chicane. So Peter is now on the 2 to go. He's probably not thinking that right now. He's going to be thinking, I want to get Daniel under any circumstance. I need this 3rd place. He wants this podium. Ooh, over the right, over the left. Through the curbs, over the crest, down the hill, into the right-hander kink, flat out, and across the line. They're going to be starting their final lap on this track here for the main race. The sprint race comes up very soon. Our race leader, Vitor, heading in for his first race win in CMRSC in just 3 races. P22 has had an issue somewhere on the road. There's yellow flags we see on the map, and we're going to watch it. P4 there it is. I can't tell who that is. It's Tej. Tej is trying to get out the way. He does. He stays on the grass, and he's going to take a drive-through because he's staying on the grass. But you see it. It's white flags on the board. 1 to do it here. And well, half a lap for them. And Peter Sabot, 7/10, needs the exit of a lifetime and then needs a send of a lifetime. Oh, it's a little bit tricky on corner exit. Doesn't look as clean, but now there's one opportunity to get it on the podium. He's gonna need to dive this one if he dares. Nonetheless, though, a new race winner is born. Vitor, as he heads around the final chicane, give it up to the Brazilian of Sunset Outrun. Vitor takes his first race win in Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club. What a race for the Hyundai. P2 goes to Sven, but it's the battle we have behind them. It's going to be Santos who's going to hold on to 3rd place. Sabot will take 4th. And Yaya will take 5th. Van Doren is going to nail it down in 6th position. 7th will go to DeVille. 8th will go to Eamon Asbir. And 9th and 10th as they battle to the line. It's going to be Rahul Pratap and Kasper Tadziaki rounding out your top 10. Evan, 11th. Lesmana, 12th. Trying to look for a move, however. Can he turn 12th into 11th on the final kink? I don't think he's going to be able to do it. P13's going to go to Milana. 14th, Marlon Young. 15th, Lacey Fancher. 16th, Dominic Mazzuzzo. And looks like the rest of the drivers behind them have already come across the line. But it is Vitor who takes his first race win in CMRSC. What a way to do it. He was snagged. He got it done. The start, he felt like he was robbed at the very beginning, losing out on the race lead. But he was the one who took a surprise pole position, and now he's on top and ready to go for the second one. Vitor is on top. Holy, that's an incredible race. All right, great action there. Once again, everything's going to be looked at after the race. But we're going to talk to our race winner now. And what a fantastic event for the first one that is. Remember, we have race 2 coming up. We're We're going to talk about all the debrief. If there was any issues after the race, we'll go through the debrief, so just stick around to it. We're going to talk to our man in P1. Just invited you up here. Vitor, you take your first race win in Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club in a very short time frame. Not many drivers can say that, but you win the first round here in TCR. That's got to feel good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Especially the second stint on the new tires. It just felt awesome.
Well, take us through that one. That was nothing short of chaos. So how was that race for you?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get a good launch on the start, so I kind of got stuck behind. Still was able to pass a few guys, but was struggling behind the P1 at the time, so yeah.
Yeah, but one thing's for sure, also the pit stop and those fresh tires, as you mentioned, really helped a lot. But how exactly was that strategy played out for you? What was the thinking going into it?
I mean, I was thinking about the time. I just figured when it was 10 minutes to go, because the car would be really light and it would be almost like the sprint race we will do next. So it was pretty good practice too, so yeah.
You're going to take a bit of ballast now for the sprint. No idea where you're going to start on the grid, however, but how are you feeling going into the second one? Only 10 laps.
Yeah, feeling pretty good about it. But let's see about that ballast.
Can't wait to see what you do out there. Congratulations on your first race win. Hopefully there's more in the future.
That's it. Yeah, hopefully there's more in the future.
All right, thank you there. Sent you back. And we're going to take a quick intermission. Should be about 5 minutes, so you guys can talk amongst yourself in the chat. We'll let you know when the session is back up. And as for you guys at home, we'll be right back for the sprint. It's just 10 laps. Blink and you miss it. We'll be right back.
Tell me what you feel. This one is for real. The one I've been waiting for. It's only magic when you're touching me. It's like a rhythm so my heart can beat. 'Cause I'm addicted to the highways.
All right. It is time we get this one back on the road.
And we can have it
Well, so just 10 minutes of practice. You guys can test out how you feel with the new car if you got BOP. And then we're going to get going in about 7 minutes and 25 seconds. So, drivers on track here for the 10-minute sprint. In this one here. So welcome out if you're just tuning in. Welcome to Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club. The first race was crazy. Yep, top 5. Get that. There's Sven. On the rules. So this is going to be a very interesting race how this one's going to turn out. BOP through the order, restrictor plates for the top 5. All of them equal. However, throughout the week, drivers are able to deduct that restrictor percentage. All they got to do is set the top 3 most amount of laps. And then they get a chance to lose a lot of that weight. But now we can watch and see what the new times are going to be around here. Remember, they were doing 25s and 24s around the circuit. Let me read the chat while I'm at it. That's my driver. Yep, Sunset. Absolutely loving it. Dominic, make it his own way. That's what you get. Sub-Zero, the commentator, is so emotional about it, and I love it. Genuinely invested. I hope you are. Even if we're just a random league, you're finding us on your recommended page on YouTube. We hope you're loving it. This is what we do every Saturday since 2022. Just don't go back in time to our old streams. That's a commentator of I don't want to look at no more. He sounds so weird. But now this guy right here, he sounds a lot better. But hopefully you're enjoying the racing nonetheless. It's pure entertainment down the order. Hopefully our leaderboard works properly now as Lacey goes faster now in the Cupra. So, big weights, and I think the driver we're going to be looking at for the real example around here, let's find him, Sven. And he's going to probably have some different shifting to do, maybe not having to worry about too many gears around here, but a lot of these guys are very quick nonetheless, so they might be able to come back through it. Martin Webster, 27.5, fastest for him now. But the top 10 have all basically been penalized with BOP. So if you're in the top, outside the top 5, well, now you're going to have a bit of a one chance opportunity with just 10 laps. So your top 10 who got BOP. Vitor, Sven, Daniel, Peter, Yaya, Mike Van Doren, DeVille, Eamon, Rahul, and Casper. So the drivers who are going to have the best chances of winning this thing: Evan, Steinberg, Lesmana, Milana, Young, Fancher, Mazzucco, Wilson, Aji, Sanchez, Nasseir, that's Danny Nasseir, Webster, Lil Boy, Khan, and Drillmore. just to round it out there. So these times are going to be very, very, very weird when you realize, wow, some of these guys are quicker than others. And, oh! I did not realize there's a child in here! This is Lacey, we're on board with her, and she's got a whole baby in here. You need to get one of those signs on the rear of the car saying baby on board. But that's the last thing I expected. I did not see that on the dash, but that's a pretty cool Easter egg. But take a look at this. It's a Hyundai top 3 here in practice. This is not qualifying. The results are not being taken into account of what happened in race 1. Rather, Assetto Corsa is going to randomize the entire grid as Oliver Wilson goes fastest to decide who is going to be starting on what part of this grid. So it's going to be very interesting. And Jaden Harrison fastest, 25.541. So just some friendly reminders. It's a 10-lap race, no mandatory pit stops, and it's a standing start. So if you guys need to pull off to the side of the track and practice your clutch kicks, be my guest. So this free practice session is not going to alter the grid in any way. You're just kind of just rolling around here. Just getting back warmed up for this main one. So that's going to be 2 minutes. And then it's just 10-lap race. There you see. Here's some racing we could be expecting. Maybe Milana and Young. Now, very poetic that we return here as Marlon Young does not want to make the same mistake he made 1 year ago. Battling for the championship. Granted, it was a long shot in the championship, but he made one mistake on the final lap, heading up the Assets to allow a 3-way tie in the championship points. Marlon in the sprint race, and how fitting it. Ferrari challenge ended here at Road Atlanta, and we return here for this one. So these guys are going to have a very interesting time with their BOP, especially if you're in the top 5. Yes, Sven, exactly what happened last year at Ferrari Challenge. Exactly the same thing. The thing is, racing conditions, it's pretty different. Of course, when you're practicing by yourself, it's one thing. But 38 seconds, it's Jaden Harrison on the top. Followed by Eamon Esbear and Dominic Mizzuzzo. 3 names that you've not normally seen on the top throughout today. Compared to the carnage, it's going to be... It may not be as bad as you think. But 10 seconds now here. Getting ready for the sprint. 10 laps of action here. A lot of the drivers, they're lined up on the side of the track, practicing their starts. So checkered flag is out here in this free practice session, getting ready for this race. So a lot of drivers are... the start is going to be very important. A lot of drivers need to learn about the clutch kick. Just engage the clutch a little bit. Get it going. And should be good. So that's going to do it with practice. And the drivers all psyched up for this one. All right. We still don't know the grid. But this is going to be a very particular one. Who is going to be starting in one position? It starts right now. Take a look at that list. It's all going to get shuffled up. In 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Who's on pole? The lottery's up. It is Jaden Harrison on pole position, followed by Danny Nasseir and Bassam Khan. Martin Webster, we have a missing spot there. Lesmana, Van Dorn, Peter Sabo, Marlon Young, Sven, Roel Tab, Eamon Espeir, Daniel Santos, Dominic Mazzuzzo, Evan Steinberg. We have Yaha, Vitor, Jarrell, Oliver, Lacey, Marlon, DeVille, all in the back. Casper and Regan and Meng. So, grid is really shuffled up. Let's get a good spot for this one. This is going to be some carnage. Maybe if you want to start in the pits, Bassam, if you're not comfortable with the clutch. If you want to start in pits. Tazwanto, hit drive and you should be good. But here we go. 10 laps to do it. It's Jaden Harrison on pole. And this is time to call out who is going to be your sprint race winner. Here are the lights. Let's get a good angle of it. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights. And we go racing for the sprint. Here we go. And Bassam, he's got a really poor start there. It's already carnage in the back. Somebody's gotten turned. 2 cars got it wrong. But it's all racing. Almost 4 wide here. We have 1 on the inside. It's Lesmana. Martin goes to second. Jaden's in the lead. Tazwanto, you can race. Tazwanto, you can race. There they go. Up the hill. Jaden leads it. And it's a little bit of carnage in the middle. Jarrell and a couple of drivers caught in the sticky glue. But it's Jaden who leads this, followed by Webster. Webster's been absolutely tugging out there by Lesmana. Lesmana sent him off the circuit. More than welcome is going to be a penalty. A lot of drivers going to be receiving penalties throughout this one. But Lesmana's lost a position there, and Webster's gone down the order. Jaden Harrison, however, has a free lottery ticket for glory if he can keep it on P1 for just a couple laps longer. So, here we go. Action's really going to unfold here. Mike Van Dorn, Dominic Mazzuzzo, side by side on the back straight. And now Mazzuzzo, no weight against Van Dorn, who does have a little bit of BOP on him. He's going to go through. Dominic is up to 4th. Oh, and there's trouble at the front. It's Lesmana and Eamon. And Dominic goes through. Dominic is up. Does he get second? Van Dorn's behind them. Oh, it's absolute chaos here. Amazing racing. And take a look at this, side by side. It's Espeir. It's Van Dorn. And Espeir, oh, a little bit off the track. Van Dorn up to 3rd. Service still up. Try to rejoin if this one too. And take a look behind them. Look at the pack behind them here. trying to get the best angle. It's really hard to. There's Oliver. There's Daniel Santos. And the next to him is Yaya. Oh, and it's trouble. Just Wanto slid it off the racing surface. Casper goes through. He's struck in the middle of the circuit. Has to just get out the way. Does so. But now Dominic is up into second position. Van Dorn's behind him. What an intense fight this is turning out to be. And now Van Dorn has to suffer now just a bit with the BOP. Jaden Harrison has absolutely left the competition. Here comes DeVille now, also with an opportunity to strike. He looks to the inside. Side by side as they head into turn 10A. And he's got the move done. As sweet as you like it, DeVille is up to 5th. And Van Dorn now getting backed off a little bit. It's Jaden who has that 6.1 lead. That pole position is really the golden ticket if you get it. But looks like the competition is really starting to file out. Single file as Sabo runs off the track, just able to stay on it. As they head along through now, we have some battles here. Sven, Santos, Yaya, all throughout this sector. As they all go up the Assets now onto the short straight, heading up into the double right-handers. Remember, your top 5 are the ones who got a lot of BOP on them. And that restrictor plate as well for the top 5. And Yaya now, P8, looking for P7 on Santos in the slipstream. And he looks to the outside. Move now, and Lacey's going to try to follow through. Lacey's got a front row seat to this action here. Santos going to dive it anyways. Yes, he is. He's going to try to send it along through, trying to hold on desperately. Santos has been bumped wide, and now Lacey can try to fight her way through against the Portuguese driver, trying to hold on for dear life, just about holding on. No, goes down to 9th. And oh, trouble for Yaya. He goes off the track. Lacey will slow down quite a bit. Yaya loses out of position. Santos, opportunity to try to get back through. He's left off the track onto the grass. Saves it, gets back on. Behind them, Yaya almost getting into contact with the 2 drivers fighting for 9th. That's Ameng and Casper, all fighting hard for 9th position. And now, DeVille Park has an opportunity against Santos for P4. 4th position on the marks. What a chaotic one to start this one off. And it's far from over. We're just about to head to halfway distance. Casper's got it wrong. Holds the throttle, looks for a gap, and desperately just gets out the way as soon as possible. Now DeVille, opportunity. Does he head into this section? DeVille has got a heavier car than Eamon. Eamon's got a bit more weight under his belt than DeVille, so in theory, this should be a close battle between the 2. Nothing short of glory here as Lacey now looks on to get Sven onto the inside. And oh, there's contact between them. Sven tries to turn in. Lacey was well and truly still there. And now potentially he's going to lose a position because Yaya, Evan, and Peter Sobo behind them, followed by Roel Partab. He's slowly falling down the order. And oh, there's trouble up the road. Sanchez gets it wrong. Looks like he made into contact with possibly Santos because he's lost out a lot more. And a man gets going now. Real demolition derby out here. And now here we go. 8th and 7th. Santos and Sven, both of them battling very hard. And now heading onto the back straight. as they're going to be on the second half of the final half of this United States Grand Prix. Anything and everything can still go down. And as they continue to go side by side, it's Santos just about inching, no, but Santos has the inside line. But let's look on board with Yaya as they watch the two drivers hard with BOP, trying to battle through. Yaya knows he can find an opportunity away from these guys with a restrictor plate. And he looks for an opportunity into the final corner, across the line to start their 6th lap of 10. And now Sven onto the outside with the preferred line, trying to sweep in. Yaya tries to find some sort of spot to go down the inside, but meanwhile he's got Evan Steinberg on the outside for him for company. They all go through, and Steinberg's got the move done on Yaya now, and Steinberg's up to 9th. Hard fought racing between these guys here. And we also have another battle here. Dominic Mazzuzzo followed by Mike Van Dorn and DeVille Park, who's battling with Eamon. Eamon's got a drive-through for cutting the circuit. His chances of getting a top 4, potentially podium, is gone down the drain. Off the circuit. And that's going to cost him everything. That's huge. Behind them, though, here comes Steinberg on the outside of Sven. And Steinberg has already gotten through one car. He's trying to go through the next one. Santos squeezes him. Steinberg has one opportunity to get the braking zone right into 10A. And he's got it through just about. Not the best exit, because here comes both. Steinberg is in trouble. Both Santos and Sven side by side. And Sven's gone through on Santos. Absolute fantastic racing between them. Lap 7 to 10. Steinberg's got it wrong. And they both got to lift just about. Santos very blinded. And now as he looks to the inside, trying to find a move on Steinberg, he's cut in the middle. And Sven has gone up to 6th. And Evan doesn't want to make another mistake like that. It's opportunities that you get. You just cannot throw away. Now on the short chute, heading into the double right-hander. Evan's got the run. Evan looks to the outside. No, backs off. Stays on the regular racing line. Gets a better run. Looking into the final corner before the straight. The corner you want to properly line up. But he doesn't get it right because it was way too much curve. But Santos cannot have any fight because while he's in the slipstream, Rahul Pratap boxes him in. And with the BOP, it's not going to allow him to really stretch his wings. It's all about momentum. It's real hard fighting. Take it to the sky, shall we? It's a massive battle, 3 wide, and Partab goes through the middle. Evan looks to the inside. Sven trying to go through, loses out 2 positions, but now Sven to the outside, trying to find a move. It's lap 8 of 10 for both of them. Steinberg, Partab side by side, but Steinberg's lost out 1, 2, 3 positions. 1 car's even on the grass in the background. An incredible battle. You have one X-Play driver also in this fight. I believe that is Marlon Young. Now Santos trying to look for an opportunity. Rahul Partab leads this train of cars. This is incredible racing. This is what the BOP does. We saw it in Ferrari Challenge, and by God, we're seeing it once again. So here we go. Rahul Partab, 6th position. Wants to start to extend it, but look at that, into the grass. Ricky Bobby now. Here comes Steinberg on the inside, taps Santos. Marlin's gonna go through on the outside. Can he hold on? No, he cannot. Loses out, 3 wide for the moment. And Yaya goes 3 wide racing on the inside. Jaden now starts his 2 laps to go. And now Marlon, opportunity. He's not lost that much because now he's got a chance to try to go through. You don't get racing quite like this. Oh, and Marlon goes way too deep. Made contact with Lesmana. Lesmana half spins it. He saves it, but he may now lose a couple positions to the police officer of Officer Milana and Asseir. And it's a real dogfight down here. Eamon trying to look to the outside, trying to look to the middle even. Trying to muscle his way through. But Regan trying to go through up to the middle. He slides off. Yaya slides off. And now Eamon gets through. Oh, and Yaya slides all the way off the track into the pits. He goes. That's his race done. Vitor's up the positions as well. He's really got his best race finish on his belt already, so nothing truly he can do to really improve that much. Now can he? And take a look at this. Sven and Santos back together. And take a look back here. Peter Sabot, Eamon Asseir side by side for 11th. And now Santos, as he is still up the road ahead. It's 3 wide once again. Lesmana finding himself again. Almost, it could be 4 wide because Ribeiro, regardless of his BOP, even though he's the race winner, he finds it 3 wide here on the back straight. Looking for a potential opportunity here. What's gonna go on here on the back straight? As Eamon tries to look for a potential move done on Lesmana. Lesmana's trying to cover the door. Lesmana's made contact again. Now with Ribeiro. They both lose out. But as for these drivers, it's the final lap of this race. And Wilson trying to look to the inside of Asseir. Side by side into 1. It's already 1 lap to go. We wish this race was a hell of a lot longer for these guys to really get this true racing. Side by side, Sabot trying to look for a move. Eamon throws his TCR Cupra through the gap. Something's gone wrong. Yellows in P8. Santos got it wrong. But as for this man, who's extended the gap to 11 seconds, Jaden Harrison has taken the race win and is tied for the championship. Give it up to Harrison! Dominic Mazzuzzo, he's on it as well. He takes some 2nd place on the podium. Welcome back to the podium, Dominic. Mike Van Toren is going to put up with the BOP for 3rd place. DeVille will take 4th. Lacey has Rahul Partab behind. And Rahul Partab is not going to be able to go through. Lacey will finish, as well as Partab. Sven will go through and finish this one. Or wait, is there still 1 lap to go? No, it's the checkered flag. My mistake. But as we go to the line here, I'm already losing it here. Eamon is taking it to the pits because he had a drive-through. So he's going to be taking it Michael Schumacher style on the last lap. But Eamon gets a 15-second drive-through penalty because I think Real Penalty didn't like it. Jaden Harrison on top. And that, my friends, concludes rounds 1 of 5. And if that was action, we still have 4 more rounds to do so here in CMRSC's TCR Series. Welcome to this new championship. Holy. That's incredible. That's your race winner. Jaden Harrison takes the top spot. Dominic Mazzuzzo takes 2nd. Van Doren takes 3rd. Let's go talk to our top 3, shall we? What an incredible race that was. We want to talk to our top 3 right here, right now, starting off with our man in P1. It is the Jamaican of Jaden Harrison. The lottery numbers are on your favor. You got to go buy a lottery ticket as soon as possible because you started up pole and you took that one to the top. Race 1 is yours. You're tied for the championship lead. That's got to feel good. How was that race for you, my man?
It was pretty uneventful. I mean, I missed race 1, but got a bad quali, so I just waited for race 2, and I guess a free win, I guess. Kind of used the brain there with the rules, I guess, but yeah, I'll take a free win, but yeah, it was pretty uneventful.
Now, only 10 laps to do it around here. Did you ever feel any effects of any tire wear coming towards the end of just the 10-lap race?
No, because I think with these TCR cars, you really have to baby the front tires, so I think if you do a good job with that, they'll be good right through.
Well, luckily for you, you got the P1 here. Maybe not eventful, but it's a real boost at the start of this championship because you're now tied for the lead of it. Congratulations, Jaden Harrison. P1 for yourself.
Thanks.
Let's go talk to our man in second position, Dominic Mazzuzzo. And Dominic, early on, we almost didn't see you for the race, but now you're standing on the podium in P2. That's got to feel great.
It feels wonderful. That was a magnificent race, man. I started in P15, pulled all the way up to P2, and I still can't believe it. I got there on the first lap, and that was probably my greatest opening lap I've ever had in any race of this format ever. That was great.
Take us through that one, man. Oh. That was absolute chaos as you came up through the field.
But yeah, like right at the very beginning, everybody was just like right off the line, people were already making contact with each other. So I was just doing my best to avoid that, staying on the right side of the track. Went around a couple cars, everybody was just trying to figure out their way through turn 1, as I was as well. I just held it on the inside of turn 1, managed to get a couple more cars. More carnage going on, turn 2, turn 3, turn 4, and everybody's kind of just going off the track, hitting each other, and I'm just slowly working my way through everybody as careful as I can, and with all that carnage, it's just, by the time we got to the back straight, I was right there in P2, and I still can't believe it. That was incredible.
Now you've earned yourself tied for P2 in the championship, and that's some lovely momentum heading into the next 4 rounds, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, that's great. I'm like really hyped right now. Trying to contain myself, honestly.
Fair enough, man. Enjoy it. That was a good one from you going up through the field. Congratulations, P2.
Thank you so much.
Then we move on down to our man in third position. We'll just get to in a second here. That man is Mike Van Doorn. Just invited you up. Mike, now you're the highest finisher with the most amount of weight, 75% restrictor, 66 kilograms of weight. That must have been a bit of a tough one, I believe, doesn't it?
Well, I don't think I had...
Actually, no, sorry, that's 33 kg. Looked at the wrong name there. But nonetheless, though, highest finisher with the weight. How was that one regardless?
Yeah, well, of course, when I looked at the starting grid, I knew, well, Jaden was going to win, and then P2 would have maybe been the best result possible, but yeah, the time of day being different screwed with my head like crazy, because after so many laps of driving this track with the exact same shadow setup and stuff, in turn 2, because it's a blind corner, it just screwed with my head like crazy. So it took me, even in the race, it still took me like 3 laps to somehow get my line back. So that didn't help. I mean, should have probably caught up to Dominic because I was catching, but then on the final corner of lap 8, I got my 5th cut warning, so I had to smash on the brakes to avoid getting a drive-through penalty. And then, yeah, I mean, P3. Still good points, so not that much loss compared to P2, and then yeah, I mean the weight, I didn't really feel too much of a difference. Since also if you're driving high fuel, it doesn't make a massive difference, so the weight is pretty similar.
Yeah, that's the one we were looking for. Was the weight that impactful for those drivers outside the top 5? But if you're saying it's just feels like basically a full tank, that's basically nothing.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably something like that. Yeah, I mean, for me, the main handicap was the shadows.
Fair enough there. But nonetheless, though, congratulations, P3, tied for 3rd in the points. Great result there.
Yeah, thank you.
So that's going to do it. Fantastic action down the board. Lots of chaos, lots of action. The debrief's going to happen. If you got something to say, you can say it through the post-race, and we're going to have a little chit-chat about it. But as for that, that was a fantastic bit of racing for the good, clean racing we caught on stream. We're going to see everyone, hopefully, next week out, where we go to Sydney Motorsport Park. It's going to be a night race, so no shadows for Mike, but still going to be a very interesting one to go through. Debrief's going to start right after the stream, so in a couple seconds, head into the lounge. But as for the drivers not going to be joining us for that, we hope to see you next week for Sydney for the Australian Grand Prix. Thank you. And that's going to do it for an incredible race here. Steven saying one more, unfortunately. I think that's all the energy we could take for one day. That was absolutely incredible, hard-fought racing. Mike saying not funny. Fair enough. But that's going to do it. Next week out, it is the Australian Grand Prix. Different circuit here at Sydney Motorsport Park. You do not want to go anywhere. Same time, same place here in Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club. We will see you in 1 week's time.
In things I never said now, got a feeling, shiver in my bones. Something's coming, but nobody knows. Angels rage, they come down from the sky to fix these broken wings and show me